I've got a haul to share with you guys today, and hopefully you're not sick of haul videos. I did, however, attempt, I should say, to start filming the makeup collection video. I hear you guys have been requesting it, you know, and I really want to get that filmed soon, but my lighting was too dark. Like I started filming and then I checked the footage and I felt like it needed to be brighter, and I also definitely need to put the camera on a tripod and figure out that situation, because I was trying to hold my Canon and it's just too heavy. My wrist was like, yeah, no, not happening. But anyway, let me go ahead and jump into some of the new products that I purchased recently. I went ahead and ordered Storybook Cosmetics' second brush release. I hauled the Harry Potter one in a video not too long ago, but they did go ahead and release a second set, and I just think that these brushes are really unique and really cool and something that I should have. So this is what they look like. I had mentioned when I hauled the first set that I thought that this part of the brush was going to be maybe like a plastic, but it's not. They're solid and have a really nice weight to them. And they're cool. I'm not exactly sure what the theme of these ones is. They just look like magic wands. So, and then the actual brushes, there's two round fluffy brushes, which are these guys. You got kind of a flat shader, and then a concealer style brush, and then a flat liner brush. And I recently saw on their Instagram page that they're going to be coming out with a palette that's kind of in a storybook style, which reminds me of the first holiday palettes that Kat Von D came out with like years ago. So I'm pretty excited about that. Next up, I purchased this palette from YSL. It's the face palette, and it says collector on there, and it's the Shock. And initially I thought this was going to be a blush, but it actually says on the packaging here that it's a highlighting finishing powder. On me though, it actually is a blush. So I thought the packaging on this guy was really cool. I kind of like to collect the special edition YSL packaging, but this is what the powder looks like. It's a peach shade with gold shimmers running throughout it. And based on when I seen it online, it did look like a blush shade to me. And then when I put it on my skin, it is more of a blush shade. I do have to build it up a little bit, but it's not something that I would put all over my face because I have a fair skin tone. Like, I would end up looking pretty peachy. It's an okay product. I'm not like nuts about it. I'm more nuts about the actual packaging than anything, but the pictures, yeah, online definitely made it look like a nice peach blush, and it's a little bit more sheer for a blush, but then again, it's marketed as an all-over illuminating powder. So I did go ahead and get two more of the Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayon Mattes that recently came out. I purchased the shade in Grapevine, which is the deep purple shade, and I've worn this a couple times, and purples are really difficult for me to wear on the waterline, depending on if they run more blue or more with the red tones in them, because it makes my eyes look bloodshot. This one didn't make my eyes look bloodshot, but I kind of wasn't used to seeing purple on my waterline, because it's always like a fail when I try a purple eyeliner on there. But this one didn't make them look bloodshot. I'm going to give it a couple more tries to see if it grows on me a little bit, because I do like the color. I think I'm more used to seeing those greens and blues that I put on the waterline than anything. But this other shade is Overnight, and this is a deep blue shade, navy blue. And so far so good. They're nice and creamy, and they have the same staying power as the originals. And then Becca released a new Shimmering Skin Perfector, and this I was really excited about because I could tell it was going to be fair skin friendly. And it's the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector pressed in Prismatic Amethyst. And it comes with it's like a light lavender metallic purple packaging. And then inside, I've used this for the past 2 days. I got it 3 days ago and I used it yesterday, and then this is what I have on my cheekbones today. And it's kind of got a dual chrome shift of pink. I've seen from swatches online that depending on, so you can kind of see the purple pink shift in there. But depending on how deep your skin tone is, I feel like that makes the biggest difference in how much of the duochrome you're going to see. Because I've seen some on like a medium to deep skin tones, the deeper the skin tone, the more like purple and pink that you can see out of it. It looks, you know, like a slight purple pink shift on my skin, but it is what I have on the top of my cheeks today, and I really like it. I actually purchased two. And when I posted a picture of that on Instagram, some people wanted me to compare it to the Makeup Forever. And this is the Pro Light Fusion, and this is in 01, which is a pink, which is pretty similar to the Dior one that I love. You're going to notice this has definitely got more of a lighter shift to it than this one. This one pulls more pink and purple, and this one has a very light pink shift in there. And then the Dior Skin Nude Air Luminizer in 002. This is the new one. And this is very similar to the Makeup Forever. So you can see that the Becca definitely has more pink and purple in it than the Makeup Forever or the Dior. The Becca is one of those traditional powder highlighters, however, whereas the Makeup Forever and the Dior are that baked gelée type of texture, so they do provide a little bit more shine, in my opinion, than the classic like pressed powder, something like the Becca. And then Lancome released some new concealers. They did some color correcting shades, which I didn't see any that would be light enough, like a light pink for my skin tone, so I didn't kind of go there. But it's the Idole Ultra Camouflage. And I picked up the shade 090 Ivoire. This is the lightest shade, or what does it say? 010 Porcelain. There's two shade names on the back. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. But this is the concealer right here. And for one, it's not light enough for me. It's the lightest shade they make, and like they came out with a ton of shades, so I was thinking at least one of them would be that, you know, super pale shade for us pasty folk. But anyway, I wore this concealer yesterday and I'm just not feeling it. So in addition to it not being light enough for me or brightening enough for underneath the eyes, it felt dry under my eyes, which is really surprising because when I swatch it on my hands, it has a tacky type of feel to it, which I know not everybody's going to like. And because of that, it made me think that it was going to be more hydrating underneath the eyes. But when I put it on and set it with the RMS powder, which I use quite often, I could actually feel like when I moved my lids, I could feel my under eye skin, like that feeling of dry skin under my eyes in any event. And the only thing that I kind of had different was just this concealer. This is what it looks like. Yeah, it does have a tacky feel. I've had this next guy for a hot minute. It's the Bite Beauty Agave Lip Balm with resveratrol. And I was really excited to see the Agave Lip Balm in a stick form. But when I got it and opened it up and I was so excited to put it on, it did not have the smell as the one in the squeezy tube, like the Agave lip mask, and it didn't have the taste either. It almost, I know it's got a lot of lanolin and linalool in it. Yeah, oh geez. Lanolin is actually the first ingredient, and that's definitely what you smell from this. I don't really smell a sweet smell at all when I smell it, but it does a decent job of moisturizing my lips. I do prefer the Agave lip mask over this, but had they put the sweet smell in here and also the taste, I guess, because the Agave lip mask is sweet. If they would have done that in the stick form, I would like this product a lot more, but it's just a clear balm. It's pretty thick. But I was literally expecting the Agave lip mask in a stick form, and it's not the same. Another new product from Bite, they released a ton of new lip liners, which they were like sneaking peeks of it on their Instagram for a while. So I was pretty excited about it. And I purchased two shades. These are traditional wood style lip liners. So they're going to retain their creaminess longer than something like a twist up where the air can get all the way down throughout the whole entire product through the center. But the two shades that I picked up is 002. Is there an actual name for this? I didn't see one. I got 002. And this one, I lined my lips with it and it's almost too light. It doesn't really give any definition. If I was looking for that like washed out type of pink look, this would be the pencil for me, but I almost feel like it's too pale. I need to play around with it a little bit more. I do like the formula that these have, but this particular color I'm not nuts about so far. And then the other one is 010. And this one is more of a rose shade. And this one's dark enough to define for me. But then I was looking at it and I thought to myself, do I have a million lip liners that are this shade? And I do. And I don't like it more than I like Pillow Talk. So I'm a little iffy on the two shades that I got. I wish that I could see, the full lineup in store so I could swatch them, but I haven't been able to do that yet. Then I also purchased the new Juvia's Place, the Saharan eyeshadow palette, and I do have all four of the Juvia's Place eyeshadow palettes. I was thinking about doing like a swatch fest and swatching all of the palettes that I have and then kind of doing a demo towards the end, but I wasn't sure, you know, if you guys would be interested in that or not, because I have seen quite a few videos about these palettes, and I think they're really nice, affordable products. They are super pigmented. We can't like bypass that fact. But the thing that I'm not crazy about is instead of like a dimethicone, which I would have preferred, they use mineral oil in them. However, when I compare other brands that use mineral oil in their shadows, the Juvia's Place does a really good job of not overdoing the mineral oil. They did a better ratio than a lot of other brands that use mineral oil in their shadows, but I kind of wish that they would like pull the mineral oil out and slap the dimethicone in. But anyway, it doesn't change the fact that these are super pigmented eyeshadows. I find that they do blend really well. And again, even though they have the mineral oil in them, I can still put a brush in them and it picks up product nice. Sometimes when they're overly saturated with mineral oil, you can't even like, it almost makes the hair on your brush greasy. Well, not almost, it does. Because I've had some do that to me before, but I'm going to swatch some of these shades because they're like super intense. And I do have all of these again, like I said. So if you guys want a video, let me know. So there's the first row. Actually, let me just go ahead and swatch the whole thing. I do find that for me at least, the color selection, while I love that it's unique, I do find myself looking for an additional shade when I use this palette. But that one day I was like, you know what? I'm just sticking to this eyeshadow palette, and I, you know, forced myself to use just this eyeshadow palette, and the looks come out, which is what I like about a palette where you normally look at it and it's like it's missing this shade, and then like you force yourself to use it, and then the look comes out unique. So that's kind of what I did, and I did enjoy the look that I did that one day with it. Like, yeah, I can feel the thickness of the mineral oil in some of the shades, but that's what really grabs the pigment. I find that also as the day goes on, that mineral oil from the heat from your, you know, your eyelids kind of melts that mineral oil, and your shadows kind of like fade together. So I'd kind of have to steer clear of using my more hydrating bases and apt for something like the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I use the anti-aging one, which does a pretty decent job with those eyeshadows. And then I've been on this like all natural organic face product and makeup kick. I've got a ton of like all natural face products that I've been using. I know you guys want to see a skincare routine video, which as soon as I like knock that routine out to where I feel comfortable enough to share it with you guys, I'll definitely share that with you guys. But right now I'm still tweaking it, I guess. But I did recently purchase some makeup products, and they're by Lolo. And back in the day, I used to watch Filthy Gorgeous Makeup here on YouTube. And she doesn't do videos anymore, but she's like this beautiful girl from the UK. And that's how I first learned about Lolo Cosmetics. The packaging has changed since then. I just grabbed one of the older packaging and to compare with the new packaging. But this is what the Lolo used to look like. And then here's the newer style packaging. And then also I ordered from the UK back then because nowhere else like in the US sold it. And I purchased this off of integritybotanicals.com, and their shipping is pretty fast. I think I usually get my package within 3 or 4 days. So I did purchase the mineral foundations, and I got the 2 shades that I used to use way back when I first started or first ordered some Lolo Cosmetics, and it's the shade Candy Cane. It has a pink undertone, and then I got the Porcelain shade, which is kind of got a neutral undertone, but it's the lightest foundation they have, because Candy Cane all over my face is a little bit too dark, so I like to put Porcelain kind of in the higher points of my face. These are what I'm wearing on my face today. So I've got Porcelain kind of around this area, and then I use Candy Cane on the rest of my face. These have SPF 15 in them, which I'm always all about the SPF, but the ingredients in here are so simple. It's mica, zinc oxide, titanium dioxide, and then you've got your iron oxide colors, which kind of make the tone of the powder. And I love these. I remember using them years ago and enjoying them, so I kind of was like, why did I ever stop using this? Because I do like the Laura Geller Balance and Brighten. I use that a lot. I always have it on hand, but that can get a little thick. and it can also be a little bit on the shiny side. These ones here, I feel like you don't need quite as much product to cover as the Laura Geller, so it appears a little bit thinner on the skin, and then also it kind of makes your skin look like this milky smoothness to it. I don't know. It's a mineral powder though, however, and I take a big fluffy brush. I've actually fallen back in love with my e.l.f. Kabuki brush. I like that it's big, but it's not super dense, so you can pick up product and it covers a wide surface area, but it doesn't disperse too much product in one spot, which with a mineral powder, I don't want it to, you know, put so much in one spot because that's where you start to look cakey. But let me swatch the two shades and hopefully you can kind of see the tone of them. And then also I do like that it's got a sifter inside with the closure, so you can, you know, put some out into the lid and then you can close it, so if you travel with it and stuff like that, it doesn't, you know, get everywhere when you open up the lid when you finally unpack. But this is the Porcelain shade. Whoa. No, this is Candy Cane. This is the Candy Cane shade, but can you see, like, see how well it covers, and it's just got a thin consistency. It's a super simple formula, and I just like the finish of it as well. And then here is the Porcelain shade, which is a bit of a thicker swatch than something I put on my skin, but those are the two shades that I have been using. I've been using the Candy Cane longer because I didn't order Porcelain till I think it was like a week after I got the Candy Cane shade, because I was like, oh, I just remember how much I love these powders. So then I went ahead and ordered the Porcelain, because when I brought Candy Cane all over my face, it was just a little bit too dark for all over my face. So continuing on with the Lily Lolo, I purchased their eye primer, which I do love the NYX eyeshadow base. I use that quite a bit. It's a really tacky eyeshadow base. However, again, if I were to use like the NYX eyeshadow base with something like the Juvia's Place eyeshadows, because those have mineral oil in it, and the NYX, you know, is a hydrating sticky base, like a couple hours in, like the look would just melt kind of situation. So I wasn't sure what to expect with this guy. I read the ingredients on there, and it, you know, I knew it was going to be a tackier type of a base as well, and I was wondering how it would compare to that NYX eyeshadow base. And I love this. It's got the hydrating component to it, but it doesn't, after a couple hours, like no matter whatever eyeshadow I'm wearing, it doesn't like start to melt. I guess it lasts longer than the NYX. This makes my shadows last longer than the NYX, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But there's two shades. This shade is more, you know, yellow based, and this one's a little bit more neutral. And I've kind of just been using this yellow shade for the most part because it's like thicker in the pan. I was trying to like even them out, which makes absolutely no sense. But I just grabbed the box so I can read you what's in here. And the first ingredient is jojoba seed oil, and then candelilla wax, and then argan oil, mica, and titanium dioxide, and tocopherol, which I believe is vitamin E. So again, really simple, nice ingredients, and it's a really nice eye primer. If you have oily lids, you'll probably despise this, but if you have dry lids and you like something like the NYX eyeshadow base, then I think you'd really like this. I've been using it every day since I got it. Both shades in the duo, though, as far as tone is concerned, they're not real bright. Like the NYX one, you know, I mix the white with their flesh tone shade to get a brighter look to it. Those ones there are kind of a medium type of tone, so I kind of wish it came in two different shades, like a lighter version. Actually, three. A lighter version, the one they have, and then a darker version. I also purchased one of their cheek duos, and the shade that I got is Naked Pink. And there is a satin color, and then also like a light shimmery pink on the other side. And once I get these on the cheeks, I think that they're really pretty, but it is, you have to build them up, and I kind of have to grind my brush into the product to get it on the brush. But once I get it on, I do like it. It could be a tad more pigmented, but I have a feeling these are not going to swatch worth a darn. Yeah, and they're not. There's the highlighter though. Kind of can't see that more satin shade, but I do have these on my cheeks. It takes some building up to use, so I'm not nuts about the cheek duo. I think the color is really pretty, and once I finally get it, you know, built up on my cheeks, I think it's pretty. But and then the last product from Lily Lolo is the Montego Bay Pressed Bronzer, and I purchased this one because this shade, because there's three or four shades, and I purchased this one because it looked like it had the most red undertone, at least from the website. And then I got it and I was like, whoa, that's kind of dark. But I do have this on today. I used a really fluffy brush so that it wasn't too much, but this has got a shimmer in it, or a sheen, I guess, and the bronzer is actually pretty nice. It's not quite as red toned as I had thought it was going to be based off the website, however. And then they also threw in a black natural mascara, which I don't know if it was because I purchased so much Lolo, but they said enjoy the mascara as well, which I thought was pretty nice. This is again off of the Integrity Botanicals website. And the mascara is a nice natural looking mascara. It's got a traditional brush wand. When I did wear it, it didn't flake or smudge on me, but it doesn't give a super ton of length and volume. You can build it up to get more, but it's definitely more of a natural looking mascara. Still on the natural kick here. I purchased this powder from Well People. It's the Bio Brightener Invisible Powder. And I like the ingredients list in this one as well. Mica silica. The silica is a little heavy in this one, but it's got pearl powder and aloe. I really liked that it had aloe vera in it, I guess. But it looks like a pretty brightening type of powder. I've worn this for one day. Today's the only day that I used it. And I used the RMS 000 concealer today. And that's not as pinky or brightening as what I normally use, so I'm interested to see what this looks like with my Urban Decay Pink Concealer, because it does have a nice white pearly base, and you can definitely feel the slip from the silica. It sets pretty good, but the powder's, oh my gosh, it's so silky smooth. It's more silky and more smooth than the Makeup Forever silica. This is one of the smoothest powders. This is what I'm trying to say here. This is one of the smoothest, finest powders that I think I've probably ever felt. But it's from Well People, and it kind of reminds me, I mean, the tone and the idea, I guess, behind it reminds me of the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. And I did order 2 Well People powder foundations. This was a while ago, like maybe 3 months ago or something, and I was not a fan of that formula, their powder foundation. So, but I thought I'd go ahead and give this guy a try, and it's so far so decent. I want to try it with a more brightening concealer. And then this next product is by Gressa Skin. It's called the Minimalist Corrective Serum Foundation, and it's a ½ ounce. It says non-toxic glamour on there. This is what the box looks like. I believe I purchased this one off of, I think it was the Detox Market. Pretty sure. But the shade that I got is 02. In the website it had said that it was a cool, fair tone, and it's a pretty perfect shade for my skin tone. It comes in like a bottle that you get like a serum or an oil in, and the ingredients in here are broccoli seed oil, coconut alkanes, which is a derivative of like coconut oil, silica, horsetail, barberry extract, sea buckthorn, elderflower, bitter melon, coenzyme Q10, glycerin, vitamin E, licorice root extract, which is good for your skin. So it's got some, good non-toxic type ingredients, and my idea behind it was I used the Josie Maran tinted SPF 47 lotion, and also the regular version. Sometimes I mix them, sometimes I use just the tinted, and sometimes I use just the regular one. But that's one of my moisturizers with SPF that I use. I use it like every single day. And I thought, because the tinted one has like a slight bit of coverage to it, I wanted to add this to it, kind of like the Cover FX drops, the custom cover drops, which I really didn't like. I was going to say hated, but I was like, man, that's kind of harsh. But I really did not like those. I felt like when I added them to products, I don't think that it built up the coverage at all. And then also what I really didn't like is those are so full of like silicones, I guess. And this isn't. It's more like a serum for your skin, and it's got nice coverage. So I, with the Josie Maran, I put like 3 drops of this in it and mix it in, and that's actually what I have on my face today. So here's the dropper. It's a little, I guess it's a little messy around the edges, but let me get a little drop on here and blend it out, because I haven't used it by itself just yet, like as an all over type of foundation. I'm still yet to do it. You can see it's quite runny, but I've been loving putting this in with my either tinted moisturizer or just the Josie Maran moisturizer, and just kind of using it as my base product. And then dusting either, I've used it with just a translucent powder over the top, or like the Lolo for a little bit more coverage. And I've just been really enjoying the product in general. I have really dry, sensitive skin, so it's good for my skin as well. And then lastly, I did purchase the Persona Identity palette, and this is from the YouTuber Sona Gasparian. I believe that Persona is her own makeup brand, and this is her first product. The colors in there just look really pretty when I seen the pictures on Instagram, and then I also liked the imagery on the packaging. It is cardboard with a magnetic closure, and then you do have a mirror in there, but the colors in here are really pretty. It's like a palette you could wear every single day for like a working situation or something like that. I did find when I used it, everything was, you know, nice, but one time I remember I blended a little bit more because I wanted it blended more. And if you, for me at least, especially probably because I have a drier eyelid, I can't overblend these, otherwise they just stop blending in general. What's really awesome about it is the range of shades. There's 6 shimmers and 6 mattes, and they have a nice range of light, medium, and dark in both finishes, which I just think is really great. So for shimmers, these 4 right here are shimmer shades, and then the Sassy shade and then Bossy down here are the shimmer shades. The others are matte, but let me give you some swatches of these. So there are the first shades, and then we'll go ahead and do these ones. The colors are just really pretty. Nice pigmentation. For me, I just got to be careful not to overblend the mattes when I use it. And then these last shades. And that purple's a little patchy, but you know, pretty good pigmentation and such a good all-around neutral eyeshadow palette. So that's everything. I'm going to attempt that collection video. I got it in me. I can do it. I know you guys really want to see it. I'm gonna push myself for this one. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later.